Before she ever set foot on a film set, Haley Lou Richardson was already dazzling audiences, just not in the way you'd expect. Born in Phoenix, Arizona, she dedicated much of her early life to competitive dance, performing with fierce grace and discipline. From the age of 8, she trained with the Kennedy Dance Company, and for nearly 10 years the stage became her second home. Dance wasn't just a hobby, it was her identity. But beneath those performances was a deeper dream forming. By 16, she had convinced her parents to let her move to Los Angeles, where she finished high school online while chasing acting auditions. It wasn't luck, it was boldness, risk, and relentless hustle. Haley's first steps in the acting world weren't glamorous, but they were essential. She landed minor roles on TV shows like Shake It Up and Ravenswood, slowly finding her voice in a sea of rising talent. These early roles may have been small, but each one taught her something new about timing, presence, and vulnerability. It was a slow burn, but she was okay with that. Haley wasn't here for fast fame, she was here to build something real. And that determination would pay off sooner than anyone expected, with a role that changed the entire trajectory of her career. In 2017, Haley starred in Columbus, a quiet, visually poetic film that stunned critics and indie film lovers alike. Playing Casey, a thoughtful and intelligent young woman grappling with family obligation and ambition, Haley gave a performance that was tender, restrained, and wise beyond her years. She held her own beside acclaimed actor John Cho, bringing a soulful presence that left a lasting impression. The film earned her a Gotham Award nomination and marked her as a breakout talent in Hollywood. For the first time, the industry truly saw her, and she never looked back. After Columbus, Haley's star only rose. She took on more complex roles in films like The Edge of 17 and Split, showing she could shift between genres with ease. But it was 5 Feet Apart in 2019 that solidified her status as a leading actress. In the tear-jerking romance about teens living with cystic fibrosis, she played Stella, a rule-following patient who falls in love with someone she's not allowed to touch. Haley carried the film with emotional depth, vulnerability, and hope, drawing both critical praise and massive box office success. She wasn't just a supporting act anymore. She was the emotional core. In 2022, Haley took a sharp turn into prestige TV with HBO's The White Lotus. As Portia, a messy, confused assistant caught between boredom and bad decisions, she became one of the show's standout characters. With a wardrobe full of chaotic Gen Z fashion and a storyline that mirrored the emotional aimlessness of modern young adults, Haley brought the character to life in a way that felt hilariously relatable. The internet couldn't get enough of her. From memes to think pieces, Portia's awkward energy became a cultural moment, and Haley proved once again that she could thrive in any setting. What makes Haley Lou Richardson so fascinating isn't just her range, it's how authentically she lives her life. Off-screen, she's just as creative, quirky, and soulful. She crochets clothes by hand, sells items on her Etsy shop, and even started a handmade brand called Hooked by Haley Lou. She shares goofy, unfiltered moments on social media and speaks candidly about mental health and personal growth. And in 2025, she announced something entirely unexpected, a poetry book titled I'm Sad and Horny. Raw, funny, and emotional, it's a reflection of her inner world, and yet another reminder that her artistry goes far beyond the screen. In a world full of curated personas, Haley Lou Richardson remains refreshingly real. She's not trying to be the next big thing. She's just being herself, and that's exactly why people connect with her. With every project, she brings something human, heartfelt, and quietly powerful. Whether it's through indie films, blockbuster dramas, fashion design, or late-night poetry writing, Haley continues to define success on her own terms. She's more than an actress. She's an artist, a dreamer, and a reminder that staying true to yourself might just be the most radical thing you can do in Hollywood. Louis Partridge didn't grow up on studio lots or with acting royalty. He grew up in Wandsworth, a quiet borough in South London. Born on June 3, 2003, he was just like any other boy with a love for football and music. Except he had a hidden talent. Long before Hollywood ever came calling, Louis was already drawn to the stage. He started acting in school plays, where teachers quickly noticed his ability to transform into characters well beyond his years. With no formal training and no family background in the entertainment industry, Lewis's journey was fueled by curiosity, instinct, and the belief that he could make people feel something real. At just 11 years old, he started auditioning, and while the roles were small, they were stepping stones. Louis got his feet wet with short films like Beneath, Water and About a Dog, roles that gave him a taste of on-set experience without the pressure of stardom. He later appeared in the historical drama Medici, portraying a young Lorenzo de' Medici. Though it was a brief role, it was a crucial turning point that helped him understand the world of big productions. Juggling school, scripts, and self-doubt wasn't easy, but Louis kept at it. He wasn't looking for fame, he was chasing craft. With each role, no matter how small, he focused on subtlety, on learning the emotional language of the camera. It was this quiet dedication that set him apart from the crowd. While others chased attention, Louis chased truth in performance. The moment Louis Partridge appeared as Viscount Tewkesbury in Netflix's Enola Holmes 2020, everything changed. The charming young noble with floppy curls, a rebellious streak, and soft vulnerability immediately became a fan favorite. His chemistry with Millie Bobby Brown was magnetic, filled with warmth and humor that felt organic rather than forced. Viewers fell in love with his character's clumsy bravery and earnest charm, and with Louis himself. What many didn't realize was that Enola Holmes wasn't just a breakout role, it was a crash course in blockbuster filmmaking. Louis held his own opposite-seasoned actors like Helena Bonham Carter and brought a refreshing softness to a world of mysteries and action. Overnight, he became a teen heartthrob, but he handled the fame with surprising maturity. While fans swooned, Louis kept his focus on growth. He's never been interested in being a one-note celebrity. Instead of chasing every opportunity that came his way, he chose to step back and think about his next move. In Enola Holmes 2, he brought a deeper, more confident version of Tewkesbury to life, one who not only stole hearts, but stood for something. Louis isn't afraid of roles that require complexity, vulnerability, or nuance. He's spoken in interviews about the importance of patience, of not rushing into roles that don't feel right. Fame may have found him early, but he's made it clear. He's not here to be famous. He's here to become the kind of actor people remember for his performances, not his popularity. It's not just acting that sets Louis apart. His effortless style has also earned him attention in the fashion world. With a mix of vintage tailoring, casual cool, and unmistakable confidence, he's become a regular at events like Paris Fashion Week. He's worked with brands like Prada and Dior, but he wears it all without arrogance. For Louis, fashion is fun, another form of self-expression. But behind the red carpets and sharp suits is someone deeply grounded. He still lives in London, keeps close ties with his family and old friends, and doesn't mind stepping out of the spotlight. He often goes off the grid to recharge, finding comfort in nature, music, and reading, reminding us that not every rising star loses their roots.